So I'm going to speak about the moral virtues of gang stalking. I guess some people out there may feel like these people are doing something to help their community or whatever. But I know that the professionals that I have working on this, the one investigator and my lawyer, they understand that they're creating more fear and reaction than they could justify with chasing people around and watching them and doing whatever. I know that probably about half of the people on the streets here that do what they do don't want to hurt anybody. They only hurt themselves. And I know that 100% of the people here are having this happen to them. Or maybe 95%. I'm sure there's a few complete crazies that are not following around and chasing, and even if they were, they think they're being followed and chased anyways, so whatever. But when they do this, they create a panic in people that will make them hurt themselves, or hurt somebody else worse. I've watched these people almost run over people trying to chase me around, running red lights, having their kids in the car when they're running red lights and almost getting into car accidents, doing a lot of other crazy stuff that is just morally unacceptable. And there's no way to really say that they have the moral high ground in any way, shape, or form. They don't have the moral high ground, and that is the key to this battle, is having the moral high ground. If you had something like this start, to you, and it's been driving you crazy, making you do more drugs, making you do more things to hurt yourself, to try and, kill yourself or whatever, the way to get the moral high ground back is to stop and start fighting back against what these people are doing. And that's what I've done. That's what I've chosen. That's the bane I've chosen to run in. And I won't let these people dictate whether or not I'm going to be a good person. Regardless of whether or not, my drug use history or whatever being on the streets, has anything to do with the reason they think that they're doing this to me. I would go out and fly a sign and beg for the money to get what I wanted to kill my pain before I go robbing anything. I'm just not into being a robbery artist. So it's really, really hard for me to say that, or agree with the fact that these people might have the moral high ground, because they just don't. And I think the moral high ground can be grabbed back, just like in a battle. The high ground can be taken back. The high ground, and once the high ground's taken after a battle like that, the enemy is weak. They're susceptible to counterattack. They're susceptible to annihilation. And, that gives me great hope that I can grab my life back, grab my morality back, get back the moral high ground, and start fighting from that moral high ground. Fighting fucking hard, too. I see how these people could have caused, mass hysteria and panic in these people. And I always thought my friends on the street were lying to me. I was never a big meth head. I was a heroin addict. And I was never I'm not a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. I don't have any of that stuff going on. But I know the feelings that this created in me since I noticed what was going on. And I just don't understand how these people can't calculate that in their mind, about how they're creating more panic in society than bad things that they're stopping. How do you add that up and quantify it and say that it's justifiable? That's not what's happening. These people get off on playing FBI agent and running around thinking they've got some kind of little InfraGard card or FBI card that allows them to go do what they want to do. And not only that, there's massive amounts of money being spent on this stuff. where people are spending massive amounts of money on gas, their time. I mean, doing it on Thanksgiving Day. I haven't been out doing anything wrong at all for a long fucking time. And these people just don't stop it. And I had this guy write in the comments about I better learn to deal with it. You better learn to deal with getting arrested. And you better learn to deal with, eating crow. And having the universe pay you back for the things that you've done. What about the people that you've almost run over when you've been chasing me around? What about the people you've almost smashed into with your cars hooking U-turns in the street when I'm ditching your sorry ass? What about them? It's better that 10 guilty men go free than one innocent man get convicted. And the same thing goes for life. It's better that 10 guilty men go free, or 10 guilty people don't get fucking chased around by a bunch of little freak pedophile style weirdos, than one innocent person get ran over by your fucking car chasing people around. I mean, give me a fucking break. So once again, I'd like to issue the challenge to any of you perp scum who want to debate me. I'll guarantee you 100% anonymity, and privacy. I just want to have a little open debate about this. Let's get to talking. Especially the last idiot in the comments, the horror film idiot, who was talking about unwanted influences. You people are an unwanted influence, and I know many professionals who don't want your influence. That's why the cops are there. I don't care if you don't like the response times or whatever. The cops are there to deal with stuff, not you. You're not a cop, you're not deputized, you're not anything. And there are professionals in the city who do not want you harassing the homeless, the formerly homeless, drug users, anything. All you do is cause more problems than you solve. And I don't really even think you solve any problems. I don't. You don't solve any problems at all. So, let's get to talking. Come on, little idiots. Let's get to talking.